Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our channel. In today's episode, we will delve into the story of the Admiral Panteleyev, a warship of the Russian Navy. While not exactly new, the Admiral Panteleyev is a vessel worth discussing, especially when it comes to the topic of anti-submarine warfare. Both the Admiral Panteleyev and the Project 1155 frigate anti-submarine class, to which it belongs, were considered first-rate warships by the former Soviet Navy and are still highly regarded by the Russian Navy today. The Admiral Panteleyev is also one of the largest anti-submarine ships still in operation worldwide. Looking at this warship, one can't help but wonder, why is it so large yet seemingly equipped with relatively few weapons, and with features that may appear outdated? In reality, the choice of warship type and weaponry depends on various factors, such as mission requirements and the naval doctrine of each country. Under the constant threat posed by the US and NATO's nuclear submarine fleets, the Soviet Union was compelled to build a powerful anti-submarine force to protect its vast coastline and national interests around the world. On May 19, 1966, the concept of the Large Anti-Submarine Ship, ASW, was introduced. True to its name, these vessels were designed for long-range combat in the vast expanses of the oceans, tasked with the early and distant destruction of enemy nuclear submarines. To fulfill these objectives, the ships were integrated into tactical groups comprising homogeneous and heterogeneous anti-submarine forces, providing them with combat stability to accomplish their assigned missions. Large ASW ships were equipped with the most modern submarine detection and destruction means available to the US and Western navies. However, the concept of large ASW ships is currently not employed by most countries in the world. Large ASW ships, such as the Project 1155 or the Admiral Panteleyev, are often vaguely classified by the West as either cruisers or destroyers. In general, even they cannot accurately classify the classes of ships of the Soviet Navy. During the Soviet era, a vast anti-submarine fleet was built, comprising dozens of ships of Project 61, 1134A, 1134B, with the Project 1155 frigate being the most advanced representative. The Admiral Panteleyev was the last ship to be completed and commissioned shortly after the collapse of the Soviet Union. The Project 1155 frigate was developed by the Northern Design Bureau in the early 1970s based on the platform of the second-class anti-submarine patrol ship Project 1135, following the initial technical specifications outlined in the period 1972-1973. The ship was designed to address the shortcomings of Project 1135, notably the lack of an anti-submarine helicopter and underwater vehicles incapable of providing target indication for anti-submarine missiles. Initially, the standard displacement of the ship was planned to be only 4,000 tons. However, due to the installation of a new generation large-size anti-submarine sonar system, the MG332 Titan II, weighing up to 16 tons, at the bow, the original size constraints had to be removed. The ship was completed with a standard displacement of 6,980 tons, full load displacement of 7,620 tons. It measures 163.5 meters in length, 19 meters in width, and has a draft of 7.8 meters. The hull is made of steel, with a long, slender bow comprising 2/3 of the length. The entire hull adopts a double-bottom design, considered to be more optimal than a single bottom as mentioned above. The bow houses the massive MG332 Titan II sonar system, occupying up to 30 meters in length, with a diameter of over 5.1 meters. This large size adversely affects the seaworthiness of the project, thus the size of the ship had to be increased to ensure balance. The entire interior space is equipped with fireproof bulkheads and uses non-flammable materials for decoration. Additionally, there is a fixed foam fire extinguishing system in the middle and aft sections of the ship, with the superstructure designed using McGee aluminum alloy. All ships are equipped with two M9 gas turbine engines, each comprising a main GTD-D90 engine with 9,000 horsepower and an afterburning gas turbine engine DT59 with 22,500 horsepower, with two shafts, enabling the ship to reach a maximum speed of 30 knots, but the optimal speed is 14 knots, with a range of 19,400 kilometers. However, the ship's maximum operating time at sea is limited to 30 days due to limitations in food, water, and weapons. As a large anti-submarine ship, it does not belong to any ship classification in the world. The most outstanding feature of the ship is its advanced anti-submarine system, including the giant MG332 Titan II sonar station located under the bow. This system was designed and equipped in 1969, capable of detecting submarines at ranges of up to 20 kilometers in homogeneous water and calm seas. In addition, the ship can also detect mines and torpedoes at ranges of 2 to 3 kilometers. The target designation for the URP-K5 long-range anti-submarine weapon systems in some cases reaches 32 kilometers, but in practice it is only specified as 8 to 10 kilometers. The URP-K5, or NATO designation sulfur monosulfide N14 Silex, is the main anti-submarine weapon of the Project 1155 warships. It is located in 2 launch clusters right below the ship's command bridge, a prominent feature of anti-submarine ships. Inside, it is equipped with the 85RU cruise missile with 2 functions. One is anti-ship and the other is anti-submarine, with a minimum range of 5 kilometers for submarines and 10 kilometers for ships. Surface, while the maximum range is 90 kilometers. The missile's cruising altitude when performing anti-submarine missions is 400 meters, and only 15 meters when attacking surface ships. To destroy surface ships, the missile will be equipped with an active radar homing head and a fixed warhead. When the target is a submarine, it will be equipped with a conventional 85RU homing torpedo. The missile can carry the 400mm UMGT-1 electric-powered anti-submarine torpedo, with a cruising speed of 41 knots, a range of 8 kilometers and a maximum operating depth of 500 meters. In terms of combat theory, targets will be designated by a combination of sonar preparations before firing. After launch, during the flight trajectory, the missile will continuously adjust its trajectory using automatic launching equipment and control systems from the ship at the pre-calculated point. The torpedo will eject from the missile launch system and be destroyed by a heavy 60 kilograms explosive charge. If for any reason the torpedo fails to hit the target, its sonar will conduct repetitive search operations until the power supply is depleted. In addition to the URP-K5 complex on the ship, there are also 2 CHTA-53-1155 torpedo launchers. Each launcher has 4,533mm diameter launch tubes, capable of deploying heavy-duty guided torpedoes type 53-65K and SET-65. Among them, the 53-65K torpedo is specialized in anti-surface ship operations with a guidance system detecting pressure wave disturbances created by moving ships on the water surface. This is a guidance mechanism that currently has no effective countermeasure for decoying. However, its drawback is its inability to select the most valuable target. It will attack the nearest target within a combat range of 22 kilometers. The SET-65 is an anti-submarine torpedo equipped with a sonar system, allowing target search within a radius of up to 15 kilometers and operation at depths ranging from 20 to 400 meters. The warhead weighs 240 kilograms. Additionally, the ship is equipped with a rocket-assisted depth charge launcher RBU-6000 SM-2, notable for its 2 rocket launchers with 12 barrels each located on both sides of the ship's stern. Like many other weapons, the RBU-6000 is equipped on many warships for anti-submarine warfare. It appears on both small ships like the Project 159 Petya, and was one of the standard anti-submarine weapons of the Soviet and Russian navies for decades. The RBU-6000 uses 113 kilograms RGB-60 unguided rocket-propelled bombs. It has a range of up to 5.23 kilometers and can penetrate 450 meters deep into the water. On large ships, the RBU-600 launcher can automatically reload, transferring bombs from the magazine to the launcher using a special elevator at a 90-degree angle. With a range of 5.2 kilometers, the effectiveness of the RBU-6000 in modern warfare is still debated. However, it is still a fairly good defensive weapon against torpedoes targeting warships. Finally, the last part of the anti-submarine armament consists of 2 K-27PL anti-submarine helicopters with a full-fledged landing pad and hangar for each one. Although the K-27 has a maximum flight range of 1,000 kilometers, the actual combat radius with full weapons is no more than 200 kilometers. The maximum stay time on each is 1.4 hours. Each can carry 8 depth charges or 1,400mm torpedo. With the surface search radar station, VGS-3 sonar station and 36 hydrophones, the equipment complex on the K-27 can detect submarines moving at speeds of 6 to 8 knots, at a depth of 100 meters, in sea state 2, with an effective detection range of 8 kilometers. As such, each Project 1155 anti-submarine ship is equipped with up to 4 types of anti-submarine weapons with a coverage range of about 200 kilometers around the ship, an impressive figure in modern anti-submarine warfare. You might think, with a maximum range of 20 kilometers, what can the Sona hydrophone do against modern submarines? However, it should be noted that the Sona on modern submarines cannot detect targets at ranges of hundreds of kilometers as many people mistakenly believe. Its actual operating range is only a few kilometers. Searching for surface targets is always a difficult problem, not as simple as using radar technology on land or in the air. That is also why modern cruisers and destroyers of the US and the West are only equipped with torpedoes with a range of no more than 10 to 15 kilometers or anti-submarine missiles with a range of no more than 20 kilometers. However, these parameters are only theoretical. The ability to receive signals in the ocean also depends on many factors, especially the ability of the sonar officer. Data collected from previous reconnaissance and research also plays an important role. Mistaking submarines for whales is a common occurrence. It is easy to say but difficult to do. The key is not the distance but the ability to accurately identify the target. In addition to the anti-submarine weapon complex, Project 1155 ships are also equipped with a number of advanced self-defense weapon systems to defend against enemy aircraft attacks. This defense system includes 1. AK-100 naval gun. 2 Alaska 100 automatic gun mounts are located in front of the superstructure, each turret weighing 35.7 tons. Effective firing range, 21.5 kilometers. Rate of fire, 60 rounds per minute. Number of rounds, 600 rounds. The gun can fire high-explosive anti-aircraft rounds to intercept aircraft and cruise missiles when necessary. 2. Alaska 630 anti-aircraft gun. 4 Alaska 630 high-speed anti-aircraft gun mounts are located on the superstructure in the middle of the hull, divided into 4 corners. Maximum rate of fire, 5,000 rounds per minute. Maximum firing range, 5,000 meters. Effective range, 3 to 4 kilometers. Specialized in intercepting cruise missiles or engaging close-range surface targets. The most notable feature of this warship is the 3K95 Kinza air defense missile system. This system is specifically designed to counter cruise missile attacks, UAVs, guided bombs, and low-flying aircraft at ranges of up to 12 kilometers. The vertical launch system is located directly in front of the bow, in front of the AK-100 naval artillery mount. The system uses a drum-type launcher with 8 missiles per launcher, for a total of 64 missiles divided equally between 4 launchers. The ship is equipped with 2 3R95 fire control stations, one located on the roof of the command bridge and one on the roof of the helicopter hangar. Each station has a detection range of 45 kilometers and the ability to guide 8 missiles, simultaneously engaging 4 targets with a 2-missile target ratio. This missile system boasts powerful firepower with the 9M332 single-stage solid-fuel missile. The launch process takes place vertically, using a gas launcher to push the missile off the platform. After leaving the platform, the main engine will activate, propelling the missile directly to the target. The effective range of the system is from 1.5 to 12 kilometers, and it can destroy targets flying at altitudes from 10 meters to 6 kilometers with a maximum speed of 700 meters per second. To operate this system effectively, a team of 13 people is required to work in close coordination. Overall, the system is designed with a focus on maximum anti-submarine capability, while its air defense capability is limited. However, it's worth noting that the Soviet Navy's aviation arm was incredibly powerful, hundreds of times stronger than the current Russian Navy. Back then, they operated aircraft carrying cruisers that roamed the oceans, carrying fighters for air defense. They also had modern destroyers and frigates capable of protecting anti-submarine ships during far sea operations. Therefore, in the context of the Soviet Navy's strength at that time, the deployment of Project 1155 anti-submarine ships was not a major issue. Their primary mission was to hunt down American and NATO nuclear submarines, while the rest of the fleet would take care of the rest. However, in the current context of the trend towards multi-role naval warfare and the significant decline, reduction, and degradation of the Russian Navy's fleet, the Project 1155 anti-submarine ships are unlikely to receive all the necessary protection. Therefore, since 2016, the Marshal Shaposhnikov has been modernized, expanding its combat capabilities while maintaining its basic anti-submarine function. After 4 years of major repairs and overhauls, more than 20% of the superstructure was dismantled and partially rebuilt, and the electrical cables were replaced. In particular, the modernization resulted in the replacement of 2 Alaska 100 gun mounts, one of which was replaced with an A1901 gun mount of the same caliber but with a turret structure optimized for stealth. One gun mount was replaced by two 3S-14 UKSK vertical launch modules, each with 8 launch tubes, for a total of 16 missiles. The missiles include 3 M54 supersonic anti-ship cruise missile with a range of about 600 kilometers, 3 M14 land attack cruise missile with a range of 1,500 to 2,000 kilometers, 91RT anti-submarine missile. The 91RT missile operates similarly to the older 85RU missile, ensuring a kill range against submarines at ranges from 5 to 50 kilometers, but reaches a supersonic speed of Mach 2.5. The lethal depth is increased to 800 meters with the MPT-1UM torpedo. In addition, the two 85RU missile launchers have been replaced by two KT-184 launchers with Uran cruise missiles with a range of 130 to 260 kilometers. This has transformed the Admiral Shaposhnikov from a dedicated anti-submarine warship into a vessel with a much broader range of capabilities, including long-range anti-ship warfare and the ability to strike strategic targets deep inside enemy territory. However, the focus on anti-ship and land attack missions means that the Kinzhal air defense systems remain responsible for air defense. As a result, the task force will still require strong air defense ships to protect this vessel. Currently, only one ship has been modernized under this project, while the Russian Navy has a total of 7 ships of this type, including the Admiral Panteleyev. Given the current situation, it will likely take a significant amount of time, money, and effort to upgrade the Project 1155 frigate anti-submarine warfare ships.